Good evening. How's everybody? So, yes, good evening. How is everybody? Looks like we just went live. Good to be here. Hope you're all having a great time. Who have we got here? Josh Homan, welcome along. Driveway of Misfits. Oh, that's very nice of you to say so. Is it never not good to be here? Well, that's cool. What else? How's Kev adjusting to his latest bout of house arrest? We're seriously considering him, like leading him out tomorrow on a good behaviour bond, just so he can kind of come and spend Christmas with the tribe. But yeah, so who knows? Big Bob, hey, welcome along, bud. Cheers to everybody. Hope all your Christmas preparations are well underway, if not completed. So, yeah, what's been happening, team? What's been going on? Oh, Granddad's Junkin, he's a nice and early today, buddy. How you doing? Steve Sadusky, welcome along. All the usual offenders, isn't it? Paul Funk, good evening and happy holidays to everyone. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, sir. Yes, you're right. Do hit that like button. It'd be awesome if you can. It does help pay the bills, as they say. Driveway of Misfits. Offenders, I'm offended by that. What's the other saying that goes with that? I resemble that remark. Yeah. Yes, all meant with much positivity, not to be taken the wrong way. The Lower Man's Vintage Garage, LVG. Welcome along. Merry Christmas. What else is going on? Steve Sadusky. I'm totally not ready for Christmas. I have no family and live alone. Oh, mate, that sucks. So you're not really doing too much for Christmas. That's a bit of a shame. Granddad's Junk, I'm still in bed having a lazy day. Did you watch the 54 custom light video? Mate, I have not. My bad. I need to do that. It's kind of been a crazy week. Trying to get some cars out the door to get them kind of gone before Christmas / end of the year. Parts is a bit of a zoo. Everything is late at the moment, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff going to a lot of different places right now, so it's not that unusual, to be fair. But yeah, it just doesn't make it any less frustrating, of course. But hey. Josh Hoban, no, it is never not good. No, it is never not. I didn't quite misread that. I thought you were going to say it's never good to be here. Like, what? But no, never not good to be here. Well, I'm glad you guys enjoy it. That makes my day. Driveway of Misfits. Granddad's Junk. I did. If the wife no longer has need of the two vowels, feel free to send them along home. Along to me. Sorry. Granddad's Junk. Chris Freeman. How's that mighty little Baron going? There you go. Steve Sadusky, I did wrap up my classic cars, though. Does that count? It does count. Absolutely it counts. Absolutely it counts. Chris Freemus, Tom just needs to mail the new title to me, then the car gets to sit until spring when I can work on it again. Yeah, when it warms up, right? Yeah. Oh, timer, I break my sobriety tomorrow evening. How long has the sobriety been going for, brother? Charles Dalton, hey, welcome along. Good to have you here, man. Paul Funk, I'll be hiking around Colorado National Monument and then play some disc golf. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Danny Boyd, welcome along, mate. Good to have you here. Roy Miller, welcome along. Granddad's joke, my wife would be in tears to lose the mighty vowels. Fair enough, too. Right. Well, here we all are then. Old timer, Danny Boy. I will be driving one of them for summer. Oh, there you go. Awesome. Steve Sadusky, my Monte Carlo SS likes sugar cookies, and my 68 Chevelle likes fudge brownies. What should I do? Take both or compromise? No, take both, mate. Take both. Oh, hello. Oh, we got a visitor. Hey, come here, buddy. Look, we're doing a touch of dog sitting. And this little fella here is very friendly. But this is my boy's dog. Well, that's his tail. Hey, Socks, what you doing? Come and say hello. Look, you can be world famous. Put your head up a bit. There you go. Big old Pyrenees. Lovely dog. But you're not meant to be in here, mate. There you go. Off you go now. Are you going to hang in here with me? He might hang in here for the duration. Who knows? Who knows? He just wants food. That's really the bottom line. But you know how dogs are. Right, back to the scheduled programming. Beagle Bob, I've been finding used needles and powdery bags inside my Mustang. Oh dear. Taking the carpet out because it got wet. Probably good to get it all cleaned up before I take it out on the road. Yes, well, you don't need to be explaining that to the men in blue, do you? Black or whatever they are. Yeah, he's off again. Steve Sadusky, wow, nice dog. Thanks. Yeah, he is. He's a lovely dog. Lovely nature. Really, yeah, delightful dog, actually. More than happy to dog sit him for a little while. Steve Sadusky, where's Kev? Is he helping Santa? No, he's chasing the female elves. That's his thing at the moment. Yeah, taking a liking to the female elves. Charles Doe. Hi, puppy, handsome dog. Yeah, nice dog. Yeah, he's a cool dog. I'm sure he'll come back and visit again before the night's out. Steve Sadusky, all compromising the sleigh. Well, you might be loosening some wheel nuts or something. Who knows? Sleighs don't have wheel nuts, do they? Oh, well, you know what I mean. He'll think of something. Chris Freeman is Steve Sadusky. Last I heard he was trying to shiv Rudolph. Oh, no. Says he owes him money. You never know. You can't trust them reindeer. Granddad's Junk, how are you getting the Remu to your place? Okay, we have a plan. My wifey is heading back to New Zealand in end of February. Mrs. K is heading back there for her dad's 80th birthday. So she's going to bring it back with her then. We'll get the whatever paperwork's needed or not, as the case may be. And she'll bring it back then. So it will be coming here. And it should be nice and dry by then, so it's all good. And I might be a little bit closer to. I don't think I'll be desperate for it by the end of February, but I'll be getting a bit closer. Barracuda, hey, welcome along, bud. Good to have you here. Same name as the mountain range between Italy and France, I suppose. Hello, I must have missed something there. What you talking about there, Barry? Jenny Boyd, Grandma got Rudolph in her radiator. Oh, dear. Driving home from our house Christmas Eve. Oh, it's a slightly different version of it. Yeah. That would be tragic. So... Granny's saying, cool. It shouldn't be too hard to take it as passenger luggage. No, I don't think so. It's not like we're it's not like we're trying to take 100 yards or something. It's not. There's all sorts of export drama involved with exporting Remu, but when you read the fine print, it's all about exporting it on a commercial level. Not as a gift, so they're really not interested in, a couple of meters of Remu. That's not going to destroy our Remu reserves, So Yeah. Well, we will look into it a little bit. I'll holler out to you if we need anything. I really don't know what that might be, but yeah, just in case. Charles Dalton, welcome along. Confession time, all. Okay, here we go. After changing the oil 2 weeks back, I replaced the windshield wipers last Saturday. I need to get out in the shop after the holidays. I'm having withdrawal symptoms. Oh well, she should be happy. It's all ready to rock and roll. Got the snow tires on it. Danny Boyd carrying. Yeah, well, it would be, wouldn't it? Driveway of misfits. Just make sure she doesn't cut it into thirds so it fits in the overhead compartment. Oh, that would be a tragedy, wouldn't it? That'll be a tragedy. No, it'll go as one of those odd size packages, like when people take surfboards or whatever. Well, it's not going to be the first time something fairly long and thin, goes on a plane as checked baggage. Phil Dodge Fury. Hey, welcome along, man. Carrying luggage. Oh, my Lord. Danny boy. Stephen Bakey-Bird. Enjoy my weekly infusion of Kiwi's wit and wisdom. Well, you're very generous. The dog keeps wandering in and wandering out again. I think he's wanting to go out for a walk, but it won't be me tonight. It won't be me. He's a challenge to take for a walk because he's strong as hell. If you see something that really takes his attention, he's off, and it's like, you got to hang on, man. Steve Sadusky, hey Kiwi, what's the update on Large Marge? Mate, not a single thing. Should have heard back from the engine builder, and I'll be honest with you, I've been kind of a little bit too busy wrapped up on other stuff to chase him. So, I should try and give him a call tomorrow and see if he's still there. They may have shut up shop and gone for Christmas, possibly, but I'll try him tomorrow if I remember. And I've got a few other of my own things I've got to get done tomorrow. I've got 2 cars I'm trying to get. Parts should be arriving in the morning, should be. Got to try and get that sorted out. So maybe I'll try them in the morning before my parts arrive when I'm kind of wondering what to do next. Barry Cooter, sorry, I meant to say the mountain range between Spain and France, the Pyrenees. Right. Yeah, I'm with you now. Yeah, hence the name, the breed of the dog. Yes. You certainly got a thick coat. Very thick coat. Phil Dodge Fury. Finally got the Dodge Fury registered this week. So happy. Last registration 2009. Owned it since 1990. Oh, well. Wow, that's, how long ago is that? That's 15 years, mate. 16 years. Wow, it's been off the road for a while. Well, it's back on the road. That's what counts. LVG, still fighting with the 60 Ford Cruiser-Matic. Found out the governor was put on backwards. Trying to fix it in the car. Yeah, that'll... Yeah, I don't blame you for trying to do it in place. It's a heavy transmission, man. Yeah. Hopefully you can pull it off. The Formula 350. What's going on, fellas? Well, we're just chatting about Christmas, man. Hello. He's already made a cameo appearance. Yeah. With the family looking around with the dog. Oh dear. See, it's a little bit of distraction from the cheap seats here. Jenny Boyd, hey, with the Pyrenees. Yeah. Anyway, a rundown on what's going on in my end of the world, or my little corner of the workshop. What have I been working on? Had a Mustang in, had a bunch of issues. It's one that I did a video on a couple of years back, and he got a 5-speed and put in by another shop, and it wasn't done right. Surprise, surprise. Had lots of vibrations, and it was just harsh. It was not terribly unpleasant, but not pleasant to drive like it should have been. So straightened out a few things. E-brake wasn't working, stuff like that. Put on wrong. Speedo cable leaking. I think I might have covered some of this last week. But yeah, got rid of the polyurethane transmission mount and put a rubber mount on it, which is if you're ever doing a 5-speed swap or a manual swap, I would not go with the urethane mounts. I really wouldn't. Unless you're going sort of hardcore performance, then that's different, Then you're going to put up with a little bit of harshness or a few vibrations, stuff like that. But sitting pretty much right beside the transmission mount, and you really do feel any of the vibrations that get transmitted through those urethane mounts that just don't move. The rubber mount is physically about half the size and obviously a lot softer. But there's really, like if you're doing pro stock launches at the drag strip, then that's what you need. But just a cruiser, this is an old boy. He just cruises around in his fastback Mustang, because the same color as the one he had when he was a kid. And he just wants to drive around it and relive the good old days. And he doesn't need to be vibrating and harmonicking and down the road. So, yeah, we put the rubber mounted, and he's a happy camper. Yeah. Steve Sadusky, has anyone heard that the major car manufacturers are stopping manufacturing the so-called budget cars and just going to manufacture the high-end vehicles? I had not heard that. I'd be surprised if that's true, but that's possibly because I don't want it to be true. I don't know. There's a place in the market for that budget stuff. Look at the trucks. Look at all the trucks you can buy with, still buy them with wind-up windows and no central locking and no air, no nothing. Just a basic truck. There's a place for basic vehicles, but I don't know. I'm not an accountant either, and I'll tell you what, if that's a real thing, if that's a real decision that they're going with, I'll bet you it's driven by bean counters. Granny's saying, have you found an engine rebuilder for the Poly? Well, it's up at the rebuilders now, and they should have gotten back to me by now as to whether, how good the block is, whether it's, they were going to sonic test it, make sure that we didn't have too much corrosion in the barrels and stuff, or the bore, in the cooling jackets, and that it was going to be okay to rebore and that kind of thing. It had no cracks in it. So I should have heard back from them, but I haven't. But it is a crazy time of year, so I was just saying a minute ago, I'll probably try and ring them in the morning, but I have a feeling they'll be gone, honestly. But you never know. I've just been too busy myself to really worry about it. Steve Sadusky, what a monopoly. Yeah. Chris Freeman says, they've been killing off affordable budget cars for at least 10 years now. Yeah, I guess so. My daughter's car, her little Fiesta, but is a good little budget car. But that's 2015, so 10 years old. But it's getting a little tired now. But it's like, and not looking forward to trying to replace that. What do you replace it with? It's a little Ford Fiesta 1.6, simple, not too many bells and whistles. It's got electric windows and a little, electric power steering and stuff like that. So, it's just a decent little car, but minimal electronics, which is nice. Yeah. So, I don't know what I'm going to replace it with. Now, Barracuda, I watched your 54 Ford video, Grandad. You were told off by an overseas Karen. Okay. What was that about? Why would someone tell him off? Why would someone tell Grandad off? That's crazy. Danny Boyd, them hard mounts will break your tail shaft housing. Yeah, I agree. Chris Freemason, urethane parts have a bad reputation in the VW community. Urethane rag joints just fall apart in your hands right out of the box. Seriously? Wow. A urethane rag joint. Huh. Didn't even know they made those. Steve Sadusky, 2026 car manufacturers will stop all budget car manufacturing. Wow. That sucks. Right? It'll be interesting to see if the budget cars spike a little in price. Obviously, they're not going to spike too much, but yeah, it'll be. The public will speak with their wallets. It'll be interesting to see what happens, how that plays out. People do like their bells and whistles. I guess it depends. It depends what they deem to be a budget car. I'm thinking, like how budget is a budget car? Like what's their version of that? I know what my version is, but it's probably quite different to theirs. Charles Dalton, Danny Boyd, absolutely right. Wow. Granddad's joke. Thanks, Barracuda. Tourists are crazy, aren't they? I'm definitely going to have to watch this video now. I want to see what you guys are talking about. Danny Boyd, cars equal freedom. Our overlords hate freedom. Wow. Hello. He's back. He keeps coming in. Oh, God, when he leans on you, He weighs about 85 pounds. All you can see is his tail here. Hey, big fella. You're interrupting a live broadcast. Did you know that? A live broadcast, watched by thousands. Right, guys? Look, socks, look at you. You're on the TV screen. Out you go. Off you go. Come on. Now he wants to be my best friend. Okay. I got to keep talking to these people, these thousands of people on this live broadcast. Crazy. Sorry, guys. It's a little unusual to have a dog in the house for us anyway. Where are we up to? Barracuda, Bloody Tourist, a 10cc album. I think I remember that. Josh Homan, Americans want big, feature-packed vehicles, so that's most of it right there. Yep. What else have we got here? Driveway of Misfits. You won't be having a white Christmas. No, it doesn't look like we're having a white Christmas here. It's going to be cool, but not even cold, really. I thought we might have a white one this year, but I was wrong. Charles Dalton, just a quick internet search. Seems a lot of slow-selling models are disappearing next year. Yeah. Bean counters. They'll be the death of us, guys. I'm telling you. They're the ones that they just see numbers. They don't see the bigger picture. Granddad's junk. Oh, you were feeding the Kias at Arthur's Park. Right. I do remember you saying something about that. Yeah. Yeah, as you say, a Karen. Yeah. Well, I mean, what are you going to feed them that's worse for them than windshield wiper rubber? They eat that rubber anything off a car. So, yeah, I'm sure feeding them a few French fries or whatever it was you were, I'm sure it was actual food you were feeding them. I don't imagine that's really going to hurt them too much. Josh Homan, my area is headed for a white Christmas. Nice. Awesome. Cool. Here we go. Okay, hang on. I got out of sync with the comments. Here we go. Chris Freemason, you have to define what budget car means, though. There are several decent vehicles available in the 22 to 25k US range. Yep. Danny Boyd, not seeing Chris Freemason's comments. Above the comments, you'll see like a little top chat. That's what it did to me. You see a top chat and there's a little drop down arrow beside it. Click on that and you'll see live chat. If you click on the live chat, that'll give you all the messages. Oh, yeah, Charles Dalton's just saying the same thing. Hang on. Right. Steve Sadusky, hey Kiwi, has a little work ever hurt anyone? Absolutely not. Well, depends what part of your body you hit with the hammer, really. Right. Where do we go? Hey Kiwi, can you recommend an independent long distance car hauler? No, I can't. It's not something I do very often. I know they've come down a lot in price. I made an inquiry probably a year ago about one and was inundated with the responses. Honestly, have a look around on the likes of Facebook. Do a little search on Facebook for car hauling companies, and you'll probably be surprised what you come up with. But a name and a number, I'm sorry I don't have, bud. Beagle Bob, viewership spikes after man pets dog. Probably, mate. Yeah, probably. Barracuda, I threw out some garlic bread for the birds the other day. They wouldn't touch it. Wow. Apparently garlic is bad for them, and they were obviously educated about that. Nothing to do with the smell, I'm sure. Danny Boyd, I do. That was the first thing I checked. Mate, I have no idea why you wouldn't be seeing as a messages if you've got it on Alt Chat. Yeah. Chris Freemason, I think the need for real budget cars is going to increase, so we'll see more small cars here in the US relatively soon. Well, I have to say that little Fiesta that my daughter's got is a great little car. She doesn't, it's parked outside permanently because she's been in, university parking forever. She's had it since she was 16 and she's 23 or something now. And, so she's not lavished it with as much love as some little old ladies might. It's done a bit of work. She's clocked a solid 100,000 miles in it in that time. It just keeps on going. A water pump failed on it, which was not a big deal. It wasn't like the Lincoln MKS that I had. That was a disaster when the water pump went on that. But the water pump on the Fiesta is easy to change. It's a great little car. And super good on gas. Gets like 38 to 40 miles per gallon. Not around town, but it's still in the 30s around town. It's still 30 odd, 31, something like that around town. That's super good on gas. Not the quietest car to ride in, but she doesn't care. She just wants it. She wants to spend as little money on fuel as she possibly can. So, Charles Dalton figured out you would, but just in case, thought I'd toss it out there. Right, fair enough. Danny Boyd, when I check participants, I don't see Chris there either. Maybe he's blocking me. Mate, I don't know. Right, yeah. If anyone can answer that, it might be Chris Freemesser, but hey. Granddad's junk, I gave him some pizza bread. They ate out of my hand. Wow, that'd be awesome. Good for you, man. Good for you. That would be awesome. But yeah, I'm sure there'd be some DOC people that would, which is Department of Conservation, which is a New Zealand thing. There'd be some DOC people probably tell you off or suggest you didn't do it or something, I would think. But I'm sure those kids have eaten a lot worse than that. Snow Crusher, Lada was a real budget car. Oh my goodness, yes it was. It really was. Comments just shot down again. Beagle Bob, I'm thinking Mr. Freemesser is showing up as Driveway of Misfits. Yeah, he's one of these people with aliases, those are shady characters that have two different names so they can kind of do stuff and people don't know who they are. Danny blocked me. Oh dear. Danny Boyd, that would make sense. All right, well, we get to the bottom of it. Beagle Bob, I would imagine maybe a car dealerships would use hot shotters to move one or two cars to other dealers. I would imagine maybe car dealerships would use hot shotters. I'm not sure what that term implies. Not something I'm familiar with, but. Oh, the hot shotters. Oh, they're for car carriers. Right, I'm with you. Yeah, there's a lot more the independent ones, which most of them are independent, actually, or not. Maybe not most, but a heck of a lot are independent. It's just getting hold of one of them direct, where you don't deal through the brokers who double the price. Granddad's junk. Toyota Vitz is a budget car, 1000cc, 5-speed manual. Fill the tank once a month. There you go. That's what you want. Paul Bruno, welcome along. Good to have you here, man. Barracuda, I was working when I smashed myself in the forehead with a small sledgehammer. That hurt me. Well, yeah, I imagine it would. Get a bit of bounce back or something, did you? Mopar Man 78. Howdy, folks, and premature Merry Christmas. All right. Well, yes, Merry Christmas to you too, sir. It's not very far away now. Chris Freemesser, I have one, soon to be two Fiat 500s in the family. Great little cars, fun to drive and pretty reliable too. So I assume you're meaning the later model Fiat 500s. Steve Sadusky, hey Kiwi, is Kev going to prevent Rudolph and Santa's sleigh from landing on your roof? No, mate, he's going to have the little red things like, this way, and that's his job. He's got to give him somewhere, get him landing in the right place. Not sure how he's going to do it without any arms, but, Kiwis don't have, they have little teeny tiny stubby wings, so it's going to be a challenge holding a couple of those light sticks, but not my problem. That's up to him. Driveway of Misfits, Danny Boyd. Yeah, switch my handle back to my channel name on Sunday. There you go. Danny Boyd, maybe worth getting a spare motor ready to drop in when the car needs it rather than letting it die and scrambling. Yeah, that's yeah, some validity to that. Yeah. you can probably pick up I don't know. I should have a look around. I don't know how you'd get on with whether you'd be able to find a low mileage used one or not. But I mean, the engine runs, it doesn't use any oil. It's done like 160,000 miles. I can't help thinking that it's going to be transmission that lets it down. But, and there, the 5 speeds in those little Fiestas are a little scarce. Danny Boyd, Santa will land on the shop when his Slade goes into limp mode. Yeah. Get Kev to plug him into the scanner. Good grief. Granny's junk. Chris Freemesser, is that the Fiat Bambina little bubble car? I'd be, those are worth a fortune. I don't know what they're worth in New Zealand these days. I had one when if I remember rightly, that was my first car I ever had, was a Fiat 500, but like a 1961, I think, maybe around there, 59, like an old one with the the backwards opening doors. One of the early ones of those things, and they're worth a fortune now. Like, you'd pay 30 grand US easy for a decent one. Here, it's crazy what they're worth. So I imagine he's talking about the one they made fairly recently, the retro one. Max level, the dealerships are selling financing. They're interested in interest. Merry Christmas. Happy live dogcast to dogcast. Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, what you're saying there, Max, there's a lot of truth in that. They're about selling finance. You're right. LVG, sorry, I have to leave. Heading to the pub for Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas all. Well, Merry Christmas, LVG, and thanks for all your input this year. And we've still got one life to go. I'll probably come back and do next Tuesday, just before New Year's Eve. And second to last live for the year. Where did that go? All right. Beagle Bob, or buying a used Fiesta of the same age before it's needed. Yeah. I mean, they don't cost a lot. Like, they're $5 grand if you're lucky. But yeah, it's finding a manual is a little tougher. They didn't sell a lot of manuals, which is crazy because the automatics were like there, not great cars and automatic. Driveway of Misfits, not the original 500s, the 2007, 2019. Wow, I didn't realise they made them for that long. 12 years. That's a long run. I never thought about it, but I didn't know that. Driveway of Misfits. A professional car mechanic calling me shady. Ooh, I must have hit a nerve. Well, I'm Chris or Kiwi, so I guess I've got 2 handles as well. So yeah, shouldn't throw stones, should I? Beagle Bob, Hotshot is a non-CDL hauling. Okay, or similar. Huh. Granddad's junk. Wow, I've never seen a modern one. Really? Huh. Well, maybe they never bring them into New Zealand. You should just Google it. You'll see them. They're not a bad-looking little piece of equipment, actually. And they did a sporty one like the Abarth, which was the little hot hatch type of thing. That was quite cool. Not a bad-looking little car. Danny Boyd Hotshot could be that de facto propane they sell for ACs. Okay. Chris Freeman said they didn't sell them in New Zealand. Well, there you go. Now we know. Harry Cooter, I knew a car painter with the nickname Shady. That can't be good for business. Well, no. Driveway of Misfits, we had staple the light sticks to Kev. I have a framing nailer. Oh, ow. That's brutal. But funny. Where we got? Granddad's Junk. They probably just didn't know they made him so modern. I'm an urban hermit. The world goes by, I barely notice. Yeah, that's an age thing, mate. It's an age thing. Chris Freeman, so the automatics in those Fiestas were a horror show. Yeah, that led into a big class action suit and cost Ford a lot of money. They were really were a nightmare. Danny Boyd, automakers make more from financing than they do from selling. Yeah, well, the selling really does prop up. It's done a complete about face. When I was young fella and my old man was like a sales manager at a Toyota dealership, and really the new cars, like the other departments propped up, were there just to like the parts department and the workshop and stuff like that were really there because of the new car sales. Like they just rode along on the new car sales coattails. It was really, the money was all in the new car sale. And now it's turned around. They really just sell new cars in order to help to keep the workshop going and the parts department going and that kind of thing. It's done I don't know whether I explained that very well. But yeah, the priority was, in the old days, definitely the money maker was the used in new cars, and the other departments were just something they had to have. And now it's done a complete 180. The money is in the service department and the parts, and it's my phone blinging. Sorry, guys. Dropped my phone. Right, Steve Sadusky. What do we got? Hang on, let me scroll up a bit so I can see you. Going to do a leak down test tomorrow on my Monte Carlo SS. Not sure if rings, valves, or valve seals are the culprit for the blue smoke, but better than any new vehicle today. Yeah, there you go. Did you guys see the picture that I put on with my post to remind you about the live tonight? I thought that was pretty funny. You should go and have a look at that if you haven't seen it. You really should. It was a little dig at complicated new cars. Beagle Bob, does anyone else drink eggnog? I just got a glass with whiskey, of course. I'm not an eggnog fan, mate. No, I know the stuff. I have had it. It's okay, but no, I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan. Driveway of Misfits, Beagle Bob. The wife loves it, but it's not my thing. Fair enough. As long as she's happy, mate, that's the key thing. Mopar Man 78 got the 225 slant and my D150 fired up for the first time. Nice. Head shave 60 thou, high flow single exhaust, factory aluminum 2-barrel. Just have to get a power steering belt and take it for a cruise. Awesome. Mate, you should be driving it tomorrow if that's all you need. That'll be great. Steve Sadusky, hey Kiwi, can you tell us quietly what you got Mrs. Kiwi for Christmas without just spilling the beans on her? Well, she does watch the show, so that's a little tricky. But it is in the shape of a bottle and it does have bubbles. So, yeah, I think she's got it's kind of a standard issue gift at Christmas time. She likes her expensive champagne. She's got quite discerning taste in her champagne. So yeah, she's got a couple of bottles of that coming. So yeah, but yeah, so that's sort of makes it fairly easy. I'll be honest with you, but yeah, it's funny. You kind of get to our guys' ages and girls, and yeah, they're not. We want what we want, and we don't want a lot of other frilly stuff. Just there's a couple of things we want, and that's all we need. Granny's junk. Do you mean the Abarth with the twin side draft carbs? Yeah, they did an Abarth version of those little baby Fiats way back in the day, and then when they did the retro one, the 2000s one, they made an Abarth. I think, don't quote me on that, but I think it was an Abarth or the same kind of concept anyway, like a high performance one. A little bit bigger this and a bit bigger, exhaust, and obviously didn't have carburetors on it because it was fuel injected. But yeah, a little bit more power extracted from it, probably just out of the ECU. Bigger exhaust and, a little bit easier handling, stiffer springs and stuff like that. And yeah, apparently it was, I've never driven one. I think I've actually even seen one in real life. But apparently they were a lot of fun to drive. Made them very nimble and responsive and lively enough to be interesting, not scary, but interesting. And a good car all around, apparently. Barry Cooter, I was doing an upward swing with the hammer trying to straighten the kink in an HQ hold front bumper edge. It was mounted in a vise and I missed the bumper edge. The hammer kept going, ow. Geez, lucky you didn't knock yourself out. Andy Nickel, good evening all. What are we talking about tonight? Well, one of the topics is how they're stopping making budget cars next year, apparently, from next year on. We're all going to have big, expensive flash cars if we want new ones. So we're talking about that and Christmas presents and, some of us having more than one name and that kind of thing, The word shady was thrown around there at one point, but I'm not going to point any fingers. Granddad's Junk, the modern 500 Abarth had a turbocharged intercooled 1.4 making 160 horse with no muffler. They were an absolute blast to drive. Okay, there you go. There's all the info. So they actually made it a proper faster car. That's cool. I thought they just tweaked it a little. But 160 horse in that little Fiat 500, that'd be fun. Granddad's joke. Andy, it's politics and starting a new party called the Confederate National Party. Oh, my goodness. That's a scary thought. Jess Phuket, helping my nephew with a 65 Falcon Squire station wagon. Putting a Keiko 289 4-speed in it ought to be fun. Ought to be a lot of fun. Wow. That's a great little engine and trans for a 65 Squire. That's awesome. That'll go like a rocket. There'll be a few Mustang peoples, possibly not as happy as you are about having a K-code in your 65 Falcon. There'll be a few Mustang people wanting to get their hands on that engine. But hey, tough luck. You got it. You put it in what you want. Granny's Junk, that's a pretty cool fast wee car. It really is. Barry Cooter, Listeria Nog. Well, yes. Nothing like a bit of raw egg and milk and stuff like that to kind of up your potential camping in the bathroom for a few hours. Yeah. Charles Dalton, I'm in the mid-'80s, I wrote an application for dealer profit. At the time, the money makers were used cars, dealer add-ons, paint, fabric protection, accessories, and bill backs on sale volumes. Okay. In the 80s. Yeah. Tanny Boyd Scotch Guard from 3M. From GM. Scotch Guard from GM. Paul Funk, booze. We always like to talk about booze. Well, this is true. This is very true. I'm having my bourbon, so I'm a happy camper. Barry Cooter. The doctor said I should be okay, but he recommended I don't make a habit of it. Wow, so he did like 6 years of medical school to come up with that. Don't make a habit of it. You probably figured that one out for yourself, mate, I imagine. Even with a bit of a concussion, you could probably figure that out. Andy Nicol, oh God, don't get me going on Canadian politics. Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Granddad's Junk, please explain what is a K-Code 289? K-Code is the high performance 289 that they put in the Shelbys, like solid lifter cam, larger camshaft, bigger exhaust manifolds, better heads. A high performance. They were 270, I think if I remember rightly, though, 270 horse out of the box instead of, what was the stock 289? 195? Something like that, 185, under 200, and then the K code was 270. So, and that's what Shelby put in all his Mustangs of the era. And quick little engine, little screamer engine, great engine, and some clever Ford engineering in it. Like it was a genuine 270 horse, not like just some aftermarket tuner claiming a 30% increase. If you put my part on it, that was a genuine 270 horse that just revved, pulled like a schoolboy. Danny Boyd, need to run down to the convenience store tomorrow and see if they have any eggnog. Love that stuff. Oh, no, I'm not a big fan. Beagle Bob, I think 3M for the Scotch Guard. I think there's different fabric protectants like that, but Scotch Guard is a 3M like trademark. So yeah. Danny Boyd, 3M invented Scotch Guards, but then GM offered it as a protective option for their car interiors in the early to mid 90s. Furniture stores were selling that, like your three-piece lounge suite, stuff like that. You fold out chairs and stuff. Where the furniture, the household furniture stores were selling a lot of that too. Still do, I think. Danny Boyd, lots of M's, GM and 3M. Oh, okay. Paul Bruno. Okay. I stand corrected. K-Code was 271 and the Shelby version was 306. Wow. I didn't know that. Good to know. Thanks for the info, Paul. That's some serious horsepower. 306 out of a 289 little engine. That's good, especially back in the day. Danny Boyd. I knew a guy in high school with my last name even. Who rolled a Raven Black K-Code 2+2 in 1981. Wow. Barry Cooter. As I recall, you didn't have to buy a Shelby to get a K-Code. No, they were options in a handful of other cars as well. But depending on models and stuff like that. But yeah, Shelby, that's, the K-Code went in all the Shelbys. And that's the main market for them now, because a lot of the Shelbys, were robbed of their engines and stuff like that back when they weren't worth a lot, but people still knew they had a good engine. So a lot of those Shelbys are missing engines. So there's a real strong market for a K-Code. Charles Dalton, polyglycode. Polyglycode was the paint protection they applied back then for big profit margin as well. Made all those paint protection coatings were always a big profit margin. The ceramic coating and stuff that they, I've seen ceramic coatings come and go. Oh gosh, I don't know how many times over the years. They goes quiet, for 5 years or something like that, and then they relaunch ceramic coating. And people get all enthusiastic and dropping big money on buying it, and it's like, I looked at getting it on the wife's car. I thought about it, and then we had a detailer had a little shop next door to me, and Mrs. K likes to run her car through the car wash, and he said, well, there's no point putting a ceramic coat on it then, because the car washers will wash it off. And it's like, oh, it must be tough then. I didn't say that to him, but that was what went through my head was, if you can't run a ceramic coated car through a car wash, what's the point? It's not that tough. They promote it as being like diamond tough and all this sort of BS, and it's really not. Driveway Misfits, and let's not forget them undercoating cars with Rusty Jones. Haven't heard of that one, Rusty Jones. That they have, obviously it's an American thing. Danny Boyd, K-Code was 29 high performance. Shelby added headers and I think a different intake manifold and carb to achieve 306. Stock high po was 271. I was thinking it was 270, but I'll close enough. But I didn't realise Shelby actually added more to them. I thought, okay, there you go. Paul Funk, I've ridden in a K-Code convertible with a 4-speed. Nice. Not everyone can say that, mate. Snow Crusher Scotchgard was available for water wall carpet application. Gosh, that would use a bit of it, wouldn't it? Danny Boyd, I was going to mention Rusty Jones. Had a Fox Capri with a Rusty Jones sticker and a ton of rust. T-top car. Yeah. Greenhead's Jake, mind you, those Windsor engines are good wee motors. They really are. They're very, very good motor. Ford just got it right. I mean, Ford, they got it wrong on a few of their other engines, I got to be honest. But those little small blocks were fantastic motor. Danny Boyd, Z-Bart. Now, I have heard of that as a rust proofing. Yep, I've heard of that one. Beagle Bob, I go with turtle wax for my paint protection. That's really not a bad option, though. That's really not a bad option. You just have to put it on, every, once a month or something like that, depending on how you keep it, Chris Freemasser, Rusty Jones was an undercoating dealerships would offer for a fee, usually applied very poorly, so it did nothing to stop the rust. Yeah, they there was a product called Tectil, like TECTYL, that was very popular in New Zealand back in the when would that have been, in the 80s, early 80s, and but and it was a good product, but there was the people applying it were always, one, in a big hurry to get it on, get the cars in and out as quick as possible, and two, really didn't want to put any more product on than they needed to. So it was a bit of didn't work as well as it could have, if someone spent a bit of extra time and really pumped them full of this Tectil, it worked pretty well. But, they were always trying to get a few more cars out of the barrel of of rust proofing than was what was actually recommended. But it's always trying to make a few extra bucks. Chris Freemasser, the stupid Rusty Jones commercial jingle is running through my head now. I hate it when songs like that get stuck in your head. Jess Bouquet, does 3M make a bourbon guard? I need that. What, to stop you drinking it? That seems a bit counterintuitive. Like, I have to assume you want to stop drinking bourbon, but I find that a little confusing. Danny Boyd, you will not be jonesing for iron oxide when you treat your car with our patented formula. Oh, good grief. Beagle Bob, I wash and wax about every 6 months. Fair enough. Todd Denio, hey, welcome along, man. In here for a little bit. That's okay. We'll take it. I'm not going to be here as long. I don't know whether you guys saw that, but in the description, I'm doing a 90 minutes tonight. Just because I got more stuff to do tonight, and a long day tomorrow. So we're just going to keep it at 90 minutes. So we got half an hour, and then I've got to get on with a few things like wrapping presents and all that Christmassy stuff. So yeah. Jenny Boy, Jess Phuket, LOL. I was wondering if they make pet food dispenser type gizmos which could regulate my gin intake. Why do you want to regulate it? Just have at it, man. No, you can't overdo it. I get it. Charles Dalton, I have to sign off. Merry Christmas, all. See you next week. See you next week, Mr. Dalton. Have a good Christmas, and yeah, see you then. Vileflies in the house. We've been graced with the presence of the infamous vilefly, so which is all very good. Clings to a White Castle hamburger. There you go. I'm not sure whether I've ever had a White Castle hamburger. Don't think I have. My son's had them, and he says they're terrible. So I've kind of never really gone out of my way to have them, but they can't be that bad because they seem to be doing quite well as a business. So. Barracuda, Kiwi, have you seen the continuation 65 Shelbys done by the original Venice crew in LA? Some of them have an independent suspension rear end that was going to be an option in 1965. I have not. Continuation 65 Shelby. Huh. No, I haven't. Geez, Phuket, the later at night, the more I seem to spill. You think it's the time or the actual amount you've managed to drink without spilling? I suspect it's the latter, but hey. Chris Freemason, hey, Mr. Boltfly. Boltfly, looks like the FLIR system will be arriving late. Oh, dear. Oh, that was going to be the Christmas present, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how that worked out. Oh, it's a shame that it's not going to make it. Oh, well, you have to buy something else for Christmas as well. Danny Boyd, I remember them building some continuation Shelbys around 1980. Excuse me, 65, 66 convertibles too. Okay. Driveway Misfits. Wait, did they say Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas? Both, I would have to say. Both. And now, I mean, you've also got the Karens saying that it has to be, happy holidays because Christmas can be offensive to some people, and it's like, yeah, well, yeah, it is Christmas on the 25th. It will always be Christmas on the 25th, and that's what I'll say to people: Merry Christmas. So, cheers, guys. Merry Christmas. Todd and I have been sleeping a lot lately. Haven't heard from test results from cardiologists yet. Yeah, well, the ticker issues will definitely make you sleepy, mate. Well, the best. I hope it's all good news. Danny Boyd, I have to regulate my gin intake because I've had 2 falls. Okay, don't want to end up with a nursing home stay. Well, no, not really. Yeah, fair enough. There's that. Yeah, the falls can really be a problem. So I get it. Granddad's junk. Kiwi's a big drinker, so it's Mary. There you go. Straight from the horse's mouth. If anyone knows, it's Granddad's junk. Vilefly. White Castle has tiny, cheap burgers. Good junk food. Yeah, it doesn't look. Doesn't look like necessarily the healthiest thing, but yeah, probably, yeah. I remember having my son on about. I was like, "What's the problem with White Castle burgers? Why are they so bad?" And he kind of begrudgingly admitted that it may have been the fact that the one he ate had actually been in the car that he ate it out of from the day before. So really, I'm not that surprised that it wasn't really good. But now he's, for whatever his reasons are, he will not touch a White Castle burger ever again. Chris Freemason. I've never had the courage to try White Castle. I've heard it shoots through you like poop through a goose. Oh, goodness, that's a mental picture I didn't really need. Jess Phuket, backyard burgers were pretty good. Five Guys burgers are pretty good too. Danny Boyd, I've eaten 14 White Castles at once and could have eaten several more. Good Lord, they must be small. 14. Jeez. Vilefly always has backup gifts. There you go. A man who's prepared. Well done. Oh, dog's upset about something. Someone's arrived. It's that time of year. We get a few comings and goings going on around here. Todd and I, Granddad's junk. It's a crook. It's a crook, all right. It's been stealing my energy bad lately. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Well, I hope it all works out. Hopefully your docs will get on top of it. Andy Nickel, we had our family Christmas on Saturday. I walked away with a pocket full of cash and 2 pounds of espresso beans. I'm still working on the guitar I'm building for my sister. Maybe it'll be a New Year's gift. There you go. Well, that's not bad. Cash and coffee. There you go. All right, back to the guitar questions. Bass or Fender? Fender Precision or Jazz? Granddad's junk. How's bells, Todd? You need to take it easy. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Andy Nickel. Chris Freeman is the same to Andy Nickel. Luthier has to be the highest level of craftsmanship of all woodworking. Oh, okay. There you go. Oh, Danny Boyd. What's happened now? There we go. Guitar could be a Fender. Hang on. Guitar could be a Fender Mustang. Todd and I, Danny Boyd, yeah. Those nursing homes stays suck. Been there, done that. Yeah. Yeah, we'll try and keep that to a minimum. Firefly, day old burgers. Yeah, that's what I thought. But, he was a teenager and teenage boys do some pretty gross things. If you remember rightly, I'm sure you were one of them too. Barracuda, how could Christmas be offensive to anyone? They've got a problem. Oh, mate, it's the religious side of things because some people don't, agree or buy into the whole Christmas, the meaning, the religious meaning of Christmas. So yeah, but yeah, they, as you say, they're the ones with a problem, and like if they don't like me saying Merry Christmas, well, yeah, I'm running low on. What do they like to say? I'm almost out of, and I kind of am these days. It's like if you don't like it, tough. Greatest shame. Todd, those hot nurses will give you a heart attack for sure. There you go. Volfly. Five Guys burgers are a bit messy to eat. Need a fork and knife to eat it cleanly. Yeah, there's a lot in there. Yeah, you're right. They are a bit messy. Yeah. Not one you'd want to eat whilst driving and like literally not just riding in a car. But so some burgers you can eat while you drive your car, but yeah, not a Five Guys one. Not unless you really want burger all down your front. Driveway of Misfits. It's not so much that Christmas is offensive. It's the fact that there are like 5 different holidays at this time of year. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's it's hard to really say much these days without offending some small group of people. Some, somewhere along the line. Oh, Danny Boyd, Todd Denier. First fall was a square on the tailbone on a concrete floor and hurt for weeks. Yeah, I bet it did. That hurt. That does hurt like a motherfucker. I had a really hard landing on a jet ski. Got some big air and came down and actually kind of on the edge of the seat with my tailbone. Ooh, yeah, that was literally many like 6 weeks, and that was still tender. And I was a lot younger then too. Second was my right hip about 2 months later, which re-aggravated the first one. That sucks. Top tonight, 14 White Castle burgers in one sitting. Was your bathroom ever right again? Probably not. Danny Boyd, I've assembled electric guitars, but I've never hewn any pieces for one. Okay, fair enough. Um, Todd Denier, but Danny Boyd, my stomach didn't bat an eye. There you go. Oh well, obviously one tough cookie there. Granny's young. I ate 22 wheat bix once. I hold the Milford Sound record. It's not everyone can say that, is it? Like I hold the Milford Sound record. And just for those that have never heard of the Milford Sound, let's just say it's not densely populated. Um, no, not densely populated. So that still doesn't take away like 22 wheat bix. If you ever had a wheat bix, I can't imagine eating that many actually. That's pretty impressive. Um, Danny Boy, McDonald's burger will still be intact after 2 years. Oh dear. A firefly, be right back. More burgers. There you go. More. Well, I mean, if you need 14 to fill up, yeah, I bet he is going to get more. Hot Rod Rehab, Dr. Art. Welcome along, sir. Good to have you here. Merry Christmas to you too, buddy. What's happening over there on your channel, sir? What's new and exciting over there? I've been a bit quiet. I know December is meant to be the good month for making money and stuff. I'm just a bit too busy to actually and silly little kind of uninteresting, just mechanical stuff that needs doing, but nothing that I really felt like was not nothing, but not a lot that really felt like was going to make good video. So I've been a little quiet on the video front. I had sort of great plans when after being sick for 4 weeks to really to go back, come back and hit it hard, and then I just haven't had the right cars through. Granddad's junk. I'm still at 8 mild heart attacks and holding so far, trying to avoid number 9. I'll bet you are. Wow, 8 heart attacks. Wow, that's not really a record that you want to be a part of, is it? Barracuda. I never liked wheat bix. No, I don't mind wheat bix. Not my favourite, but it's not bad. Snow Crusher. I say bar humbug to the happy holiday types. Yeah, I agree. I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. Yeah, it's been Christmas for as long as I've been aware of Christmas, which obviously starts pretty young, as you all know. So, yeah, it's always been Christmas. That's the way it's going to stay. It ain't changing now. Andy Nicolai, you Snow Crusher, you're a humbugger then. Oh, dear. Todd, that's out of control. Eight. Many die from one. Keep the stress right down. Yeah, Todd, you really do need to make sure you look after yourself and don't overindulge on these holidays. Just take it easy. And yeah, Danny Boyd, I once ate a 14-inch thin crust pizza and then a 10. Ooh, he must have been hungry. Todd Denier, Granddad's junk. Mine are caused from spinal nerve damage, causing spasms in my muscles and my arteries, which stops the blood flow to my heart. Oh, wow. I didn't know that was a thing. So there you go. Ooh, Jess Bouquet. I found out a hard way that my MSD 6AL Ultra will affect my pacemaker. I bet it does. Goodness me. Yeah. Ball flight. Ouch. Yeah, exactly. Wow. Oh, good Lord. Granddad's junk. If you have no teeth and swallow the Macca's burger whole, you won't get it out. I'll bet you won't. Ever. Cross Freemasson. Geez, Todd, please do take care of yourselves. You're getting lots of suggestions, Todd, and we all kind of see it would appear that everybody wants you back here, mate. So, yeah, you better have look after yourself. Barracuda, I hate them soggy. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Not the best when they're soggy. Todd Denier, driveway of misfits. At this point, I just want to get one car I've wanted since I was a kid to see my daughter graduate. That's fair. That's fair. That's a good little wish list. Danny Boyd, Todd Denier, what car? Granddad's junk. That's not much to ask. Have you broken your back? Yeah, the nerve damage. Yeah, it's a good question. Barracuda, when I was younger, all you can eat places wouldn't have liked me. Yes. Todd Denier, Donnie Boyd. I always found it, but I'm trying to work out a barter since cash is gone. It's a rust-free 67 AMC Marlin. Oh, nice. Already found. Oh yeah, so you already found the car, but you're still trying to buy it, but you're trying to do work out a trade / barter. Those are pretty cool. Those old Marlins. They are pretty cool. I like them. Todd Denier destroyed discs in his back. Ooh. Oh, that's got to be painful. It's got to be painful. Volfly. McDonald's will make you sick after eating. At least it makes me tired afterwards. Oh, dear. Paul Funk. Does the Marlin have a 353? Paul Funk 343. I meant to say 343. Yeah, I wouldn't have known. Wouldn't have even been able to hazard a guess as to what size engine it would have. I've seen them. Never worked on one. Never ridden in one, but I've seen them. Todd Denier, 67 Marlin was a 1 year only design, only 2,500 built. Wow, that's a pretty rare car. Oh, jeez, Barracuda. I'm a fan of Marlon Brando, not Marlin, but you probably knew that. Snow Crusher. Way back when, working on cars and getting hungry, I found out McDonald's Big Mac special sauce worked well as a hand cleaner. Really? Good Lord, that's suspect. Stop doing that. The comments are playing up. Snow Crusher, way back when. The hand cleaner, yep. The special sauce is just Thousand Island dressing. How on earth could that be a hand cleaner? What's that about? What's that about? So going back to me in the shop, what else have we been working on? Got that GDO in back in, that red one. Had a little issue with the fuel pump. Over pressure, pumping way too much pressure. Brand new out of the box, 6.5 psi fuel pump, pumping about 14 psi. Well, the carburetors didn't like it, as you can imagine. So that's one of the things arriving tomorrow, hopefully, is a new pump for it. That we had to get the turn signals working, which the guy wasn't, to be fair to the guy, he wasn't sure whether they worked before we swapped the engine or not, but his wife was quite adamant that they did. And so I kind of, was working through it, figuring out why it was popping fuses as soon as you hit the brake pedal, all the turn signals. And so changed, fixed a few things, got it so the flashing unit was clicking. So I jumped out, went to the back. Yep, we had a flashing light back there. Went to the front to check the front turn signal, and there are no front. I hadn't even picked it up. I hadn't looked at that point. There were no. Look on the video. You can see it on the video. There's no front turn signals, like the lamp, the brackets, the housing, all gone. None of it there. No front turn. Not just the bulbs. The whole thing was completely missing. Both front ones. And I'm like, yeah, really don't think your turn signals were working before I got my hands on it. So that was kind of a funny moment. But hey, so yeah, new park lights coming. Not tomorrow, but hopefully the delivery says 31st, so we shall see. But yeah, that was a little bit of straightening out of electrics that were none of my doing, but hey. Todd Denier, Marlin has a 343, nice, and a great interior. California car, awesome. Should be rust-free then with a bit of luck. Danny Boyd, Snow Crusher. While working in pizza place, shredding and slicing giant sticks of provolone, I found it to be an excellent degreaser of my car dirty hands. Oh, wow. Okay. This is having to wear rubber gloves for food preparation, I would assume. Yeah. Wouldn't be sharing that story with the Department of Health. Granddad's Junk, how much is he asking for the Marlin? Volfly, yet with all the preservatives in McDonald's, the McDonald crows get huge. Yeah. Danny Boyd, Mayo, and Thousand Island dressing. I thought, oh God, who would know? Paul Funk, I was born in 67, so anything built in 67 is cool. There you go. Same year as Mrs. K, 1967. Todd Denier, Granddad's Junk, a bit over 5K. That seems like a good deal. $5,000. If it's rust-free, yeah. A decent car, $5,000. $5,000 doesn't buy you a lot anymore. It used to, not anymore. Most old American cars that are $5,000 are a rolling project. That's about it. Most, not all, but a heck of a lot are. Danny Boyd, 66 here. Ooh, mate, you got a couple of years on me. Todd Denier, 70 model here. There you go. Paul Bruno, what brand of fuel pump was putting out 14 instead of 6.5 spec? Mate, a Carter. So I was really disappointed by that. I've had a good run out of Carters. I always felt like they were a good quality product, but I don't know whether, it had a fuel filter in front of the pump. So, I kind of had to wonder whether some shit had got in it and jammed a valve or caused some of the issues. But it's got a filter before the pump, so should be clean. I don't know what that's about. The way it was flooding, I was thinking, I bet you it's like about 8 pounds or something like that, and just a bit too much for the needle and seats. But no, I put the fuel pressure gauge on it, and it goes to 10, because it's a vacuum vacuum gauge / fuel pressure gauge. So the fuel pressure side of it goes to 10, and it was well past 10. So it's a bit of a guess at 14. But yeah, way too much. It's no wonder. It was wonder it ran at all, actually. But yeah, that's geez, 14 pounds. Like, yeah, it's not really getting onto fuel injection pressure, but good lord, it's almost closer to fuel injection than it is to carburetor. But well, not really, but you know what I mean. Steve Sadusky, has anyone been following the pricing on old classics for sale? A little bit, not a close eye. Driveway of Misfits, Tarpon. What? Yeah, I know the name. Trying to picture the car. Jess Phuket, I've got my eye on a 70 Torino, Cleveland motor. Oh, man, we don't have very long left. Now, Cleveland Motor Auto, been sitting in a shed for the last 30 years. 70 Torino. They're a good-looking car. I like those. Sitting in a shed for 30 years, that'll need a little bit of love, won't it? Depends how many critters have been living in it for that time. You know, how secure the shed was. Could be a good find. Josh Homan, customers probably didn't like eating car. Yeah, they probably thought the little black specks was pepper or something. Who knows? Todd Denino, Barracuda, it was the Tarpon. Okay, sorry about that, honest mistake. Kenny Boyd, that's true. So I ate plenty of that cheese myself. Yeah. Todd, that must be very reasonable, surely. If money is tight, 5K is a fortune. Well, this is it, you know. This is it. You just, yeah, it can be a lot of money. Todd and I, Kiwi, it is rust-free and runs and drives. Look up the 67 to see what it looks like compared to the 65, 66. Okay, I'll do that. I might be thinking of the 5.6. Danny Boyd, the owner of another pizza place I worked at, was the son of a president of Carter Carburetors. Huh, okay. Volfly, Tarpon, interesting name. 60-pound game fish known for its fighting ability. Yeah, I knew it was the name of a fish, but they made a car with that name too, though, didn't they? Yep. Todd denied, Barracuda, honest mistake. I thought you were referring to Governor Tampon, Timmy Walls. Okay. Close. That's close. Volfly, yep, indigenous to Florida. I didn't know that. Driveway of Misfits. That 67 miler is a sharp-looking car. Always had a thing for the fastbacks. I might just give it a quick look at. Hang on. Wrong page. Oh, that is a little bit different. That is a good-looking car. That is definite improvement over the 5.6, isn't it? That is a good-looking car. Huh. Very nice. Very nice. It's a cool car. Todd and I, it looks way better than the 65. Yeah, it does. It does. Firefly, be right back. Dog is throwing a fit. Where did your dog get the Honda from? So AMC beat Dodge Charger into the fastback market. I guess they did. Jeff Hutchins just finished the in-laws Christmas party. Stopped to let the wife and daughters take care of the horse on the way home. Merry Christmas Eve, Eve. There you go. Granddad's joke. Bloody hell, Todd, that's very tight. How do you survive? Todd deny Granddad's joke very minimally. Danny Boyd, my favourite fastback, which ain't a Mustang, is a 68.9 Fairlane Torino. That's a good-looking car too. That's a good-looking car. Todd deny, I've been wanting a 67 for over 40 years. Wow. So, Todd, do you think you'll be able to wrangle it, with some trading, horse trading, or whatever you want to call it? Granddad's joke, can you put up a picture of it? Okay, hang on. I'll try. Hang on. Where did it go? Got to do, that's the best I can do, but how's that? It's definitely got an AMC look to it. It has a little bit of a Rambler look to it as well, like the fastback Rambler. There's a little bit of that look to it as well, but that's a pretty car. That's a pretty car. Todd deny Granddad's joke. Yes, he's working with me on it. Okay. Well, hopefully you can get it together, man. It's something you've wanted for that long. You should, it's at 70 years of age. Yeah, you should be able to get it. You probably deserve it at this point. Volflies. So far, no one is on the naughty list, so the fruitcake will not be shipped. Barracuda. The New Zealand version of a barracuda is the barracuda. Not as vicious, but not nice either. Really? I didn't know that. Granddad's joke. Todd, my wife says she feels for you. Todd deny it looks sweet, Kiwi. Yeah, you're telling me. It really does. Paul Funk, the Marlin sounds like a good deal. Yeah, for $5,000. Yeah, it's not going to have the value of a Mustang fastback, and like we all know they're overpriced to hell. But it's never going to be that value of car. But still, $5,000. If it's a nice car, runs, no rust, good interior and stuff, that's a bargain. So yeah, man, I really hope you can get it. Danny Boyd, I might be some kind of food addict, but can always eat some fruitcake. It isn't as good as birthday or wedding cake, but it's still okay. Man, a good fruitcake. Me and Mrs. K made 2 big-ass fruitcakes for Christmas, like Christmas cakes. And yeah, we've already, probably me more than mostly, but I've already done a bit of damage to it, I have to be honest. So... Oh, Todd deny Kiwi. I was born in 70. Oh, I'm sorry, mate. When you said 70 vintage, I thought you meant 70 years old. Oh, goodness. So you are, what are you then? 70, 50, 55. Okay, just a young pup. But still, if you're, yeah. Jeff Hutchins, what was the alternative topic tonight? Mate, I think it might have actually been 67 Marlin. There's quite a bit of talk about that. Yes, but not one specific thing really, just a bunch of stuff. But hey, guys, it is 8:35, and I did say we were doing a 90-minute, a 90-minute one tonight because I've got some stuff to catch up on and a little bit of sleep to catch up on. So, in saying that, what was I going to say? Beagle Bob, Dan, I'm with you. Cake is good. Specifics not important. There you go. Chris Freemesser, Kiwi being shady and chat participants having questionable dietary habits. This is true. Yeah, a little bit of everything. Granddad's saying, Todd, you're not very old. No, he's really not, is he? 55 is just a baby. Poor funk, I thought you could use fruitcake as body filler. Well, some fruitcake, yes, but not my fruitcake, mate. Not my fruitcake. Yeah, as they say, you're only as old as you feel, or was that only as old as the woman you feel? Something like that. Anyway, guys, hey, I'm really going to have to get going. So I wish you all of you the very best Christmas you can possibly have. Have a great time with friends and family. Look after each other. And Todd, best of luck with your car. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help. And yeah, shoot me an email with some pictures or something like that of it, mate. I'd be interested in seeing that car. But yeah, shoot me an email with some pictures. That'd be cool. Fruitcake for a wedding. Yeah, they do fruitcakes for a wedding, mate. Blasphemy, no. Josh Homan, a good Christmas to all. Merry Christmas, Kiwi and crew. Merry Christmas, everyone. Yeah, lots of seasons. Best wishes for the season. And yes, it is Merry Christmas, or it is from me. So yeah, have a good one, guys. Thanks for everything. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for all your comments. And again, it's been fun. So have a good one, and I'll talk to you next week. And you can tell me all about what Santa brought you. Okay, guys, take it easy. Have fun. See you guys. Oh, I'm back. I just saw what. Sorry, I was about to hit the end now, and I saw what Granddad's Junk said. Maybe we could all donate to the cause. I tell you what, Todd, if you have Venmo or something like that, send me the link to your Venmo, because I will chip in a few bucks to help you get that car, mate. You're having a fairly rough time of it, so I would be happy to help. So yeah, send me a Venmo link if you've got it, or an email, and we'll figure something out. But yeah, let me know. But yeah, if anyone wants to help Todd out, I'm sure he'd appreciate it. And yeah, not everyone can, but I'm sure a few of us can. And yeah, see if we can't make it happen for him. A little Christmas present for Todd. All right, guys, now I'm definitely going. All right, take it easy.